Hey there, neighbors and naysayers. August 9th, 2023. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my good neighbor John and Jen. They have allowed me to graze their hayfield that they were not going to mow for hay. Now, I hope they don't feel bad about this when I say it, but I'm standing here watching this cow eat this wing stem plant. And there's another one right there eating a wing stem plant. And there's one right here eating a milkweed plant. And there's a baby calf right through there eating a milkweed plant. The reason they didn't want to mow this for hay is because they didn't want to make hay with all that milkweed. And I'd prefer not to ruin the milkweed either because of the butterfly, but theirs was for a different reason, because they're afraid that the horses will eat it and that it's poisonous to the horses. But if I turn right here, you can see my cows have stripped the leaves completely off that milkweed. And if you look up the hill, it's the same way, all the way up the hill and all the way to the top of the hill. I don't know how much is in this piece. Whole piece is about 10 acres, but it's about 5 or so acres of grass. We've grazed this several times over the years, depending on what's going on. We've got a water system that will come over here. It's not easy, it's not fun, it's not great, but it works. They came in here, I don't know what night it was, Monday night. No, Saturday. So we're gonna get a week out of this. That's pretty cool. To Friday night, Saturday morning to Friday nights, how long they've been here. So I appreciate them as great neighbors. They are awesome neighbors. Anytime I need anything, all I do is call. And if I go away, John's here to help my dad. And if we need help raking hay or whatever, he's here. I'm no way making fun of him for saying that the milkweed's poisonous. It may be to certain things. It may be, horses ain't bright, so maybe it is to them. But in this situation, the solution to pollution is dilution. And that cow right there eating milkweed right now is Miranda, the bottle calf. She's worthless as a day is long. She doesn't have a calf, but she's a lead cow, so she gets to stay here. I wouldn't care if the milkweed killed her, but I guarantee tomorrow morning she'll still be alive. So just so you know, we talk about this all the time. We also hear that, I don't see any in here right now, but hemp dogbane, they say is also poisonous. Nope. My cows love hemp dogbane. They'll go to it first in the field and eat it. So it's not poisonous. Mrs. Beth Doherty will tell you that was a wrong ID of the plant. They ID'd the plant as hemp dogbane is poisonous, and it was not hemp dogbane. It was some other plant. We get asked all the time to talk about poisonous weeds, and what we find is that if the cows will eat them, they're not all that poison. If the cows or livestock won't eat them, then they're probably poisonous. But we'll throw in that one more caveat: as long as they're not hungry, they're not going to eat the poisonous plants. We do this all the time. These fields aren't as bad as my fields at home, being polluted with horse nettle. And the sheep will eat the horse nettle leaves, and it doesn't seem to hurt them. They won't control it in any way, and it's a tough plant to control, but it's not going to hurt them in the long run. It's going to go away. It's going to get overshadowed. It's going to get stomped. It's fine. So I didn't click on here to talk to you about poisonous plants. I hate to talk about poisonous plants for the reason I just outlined. If it's poisonous enough, they won't eat it if they're not hungry. And if it's not poisonous, they'll eat it, and it's not going to kill them. So those are the things I want to see. Oh, 14 right here, man. She's going after that wing stem. I don't know that they say that's poisonous, but it's still a weed. And I can't imagine that cow really wants to eat that wing stem plant that bad, but she is. So I guess more than anything this is a hay field that should have been made for hay. It just rained and rained and rained, and they didn't get it done, and then it grew up with milkweed, and so they just didn't want to do it. They said they got enough hay to last them for the winter anyway, so run the cows over here and graze it. I probably will graze it again in the fall, the late fall, and part of this is water system. We're going to talk about water systems at our next grazing council meeting up at Rusty Grubb's farm there the last week in August. But I have a hydrant that's within about 400 feet of this farm. So I just take some temporary 1.25 inch line and run it over here and get it right underneath the fence and put a water in here. And then for the week that they're here, I only have to move the trough but once or twice. And that's it. That's what covers it. Now, we had trouble with that. Cows dumped the trough the first night, run the well dry, and then we had a long day on Sunday getting the well back full while also simultaneously keeping 27 cows and calves watered, plus about 20 stocker steers over on the other hill, and sheep, all from that well. it was a long and stressful day, but we got it done, and the next morning everything's been fine. We haven't had a water issue since. So just to show what we can do to get to a field and graze it. And I'm still moving these cows every 12 hours. So I just strip graze this field. Only gonna be here a week. I split it in two, so really they're only on one side for 3.5 days, the other side for 3.5 days, and then we're out of here. So we can do this. We can get to here. Actually, there's another field just through those trees that I would love to get to someday, but it just hasn't happened yet. I haven't got there yet. I haven't talked to the right landowner yet to be able to make it work. But I guess my dad says it's worth it. Well, 7 days times 27 cows. Those of you who are better at math than me can tell you how many cow days that is. But that's what, somewhere around 175 cow days. More than that, almost 200 cow days. We kept an extra 7 calves through the year. Those extra 7 calves, by having these ones over here, we probably made up for having those extra 7 calves through this grazing season. So it was worth it for me. And we didn't get to the rented farm because it was so dry this spring. I hope to get there yet this fall, but it ain't looking good. It's just staying kind of dry. So we'll take it. We'll do what we got to do, and we'll get through it one way or the other. We got plenty of hay made. We just got to get to the winter. We got enough hay to get through the winter. We just got to get to the winter. So we got some good, decent quality hay made that we can mix in with the later stuff. So with that, I'll say we'll see you next time.